Good morning, dear student of 10th standard. As we are going to start today a new lesson, that is from geography part, we are going to listen about the Indian climate. So, I want you to focus and listen to me very carefully about the Indian climate. Let us understand climate is a condition, the atmosphere of the particular region and the place. In which place we live in India, to the place of India has its own way of or a type of climate. Okay, so to understand that, we are going to understand for the first time that is climate type of India, climatic type of India. So every country, based on its location, based on its settlement, based on the distance from the sun, based on its the nature, the relief feature, the water bodies, the mountains, the valleys, and all the features which accrues in that nation, according to that, it has its own climatic zone. So the Indian climatic, it is called tropical monsoon climate. It is called the tropical monsoon climate. Why it is called as a tropical monsoon climate? The reason because it is in the tropical zone of the area. When we see the earth, so the settlement of our India, okay, we see that the settlement of the India at this part. So at this part, as the world is divided in the zonal level, so the torrid zone, tropical zone, and we see the tropical zone where the India it has its being. So we calculate this zone as the tropical zone. So under this zone only, the Indian climatic zone is lies. What is the meaning of this monsoon? Whereas the first word, the monsoon, has been used. Monsoon means it has come from the monsoon. The word which is used in Arabic, which is called as monsoon. So from that only, the monsoon, the word is derived. The word Arabic, which is monsoon, so it is the monsoon. We are going to understand that the location is very important. The location is where, the location of the India in the globe. As we see the globe, so the location of India in the globe. So this is going to decide the area, the torrid zone, the tropical zone, the temperate zone. There are three zonal sections we see, that is the temperate zone, the first one. Then we see the tropical zone. Then we see the torrid zone at the middle. Again it repeats the same thing. Then it repeats to the temperate zone, then tropic zone and frigid zone. There are which one is the top of that, which is called as the frigid one, temperate one, torrid one, torrid one. Again it is tropical zone, frigid zone. So we see these are the zones which are the bottom level of the zone is a very frigid kind of zone. This is a very frigid zone. Frigid and frigid. Both the area has the very low type of temperature, where it is considered as the one of the coldest winds, coldest part of the earth. Here on the top, near the down, south and north pole and south pole. We see that it's a frigid zone where the temperature is very cold. That is why we see at this part there is an icebergs. The Antarctica, no man has a suitable place to live in that place. Where because this zone, it is not going to receive if we can say about the sun, it is not going to receive the rays of the sun at this place. The rays of the sun we cannot see at the part of the visit zone. So whereas the vertical line, but we could see the torrid zone. This zone receives the direct rays of the sun. The direct rays of the sun. So it is very important location effect for the purpose of a monsoon. For the purpose of a location is very important to have a type of climatic condition in that place. So our location is based on the east, based on the west, the eastern part of the, we see that is the zone of the tropical zone where India comes. In that location, this type of, the monsoon is available, and that is why it is named as the tropical monsoon. It is named after the zone which has been settled. So we need to keep in mind that frigid, temperate, torrid, and the, again temperate, torrid, and frigid. So it is gone continuously the same. So this is the topical layout. Now we see the second thing, that is the climatic season. That we see in a climatic season. Hope you understand the types of climatics are available based on the settlements and even the water bodies and ruling feature. Surrounding area. Why India is like having this climate? Because three sides of water which is available towards the Indian, the Arabian Sea, the Indian Ocean, and the Bay of Bengal. So we are going to affect with the what location we have. According to that, the situation of the monsoon or the our climate is based on that condition. Let us come to understand what types of seasons we have, what type of monsoons we get, what kind of India gets its climatic condition and seasons. So we are going to understand the second thing, that is about the climatic season of India. When we come towards the climatic condition of the India, see, every country has its own seasons. It is, the months are different, the days are different. Then even the India, it has its own climatic conditions. Based on that, we're going to see there are 4 climatic seasons available in India. So we call that the winter season. The winter season, which began in India by the period of December to February. This is known as the winter season. Then we see the summer season in India, which began from March to May. It began from March to May. Then we see the rainy season, that is began from June to September. Retreating season, that is middle of the September to till November. From November onwards, again we come to December, and same it is reverse. Okay, so now we are going to understand the importance of the each season in detail. The first season called the winter season. Okay, the winter season. Most probably this winter season will be acute to see that during the season the rays of the sun, as I'm talking to you, the rays of the sun, it is called fall vertically over the southern hemisphere. The rays of the sun, they fall vertically over the south part of the south hemisphere. This is the southern hemisphere. So let's consider. Okay, we take this. As we have, this is Earth. So we call this is the south hemisphere. This is the north hemisphere. This is the north hemisphere. So at this part, the rays of sun are falling vertically. The vertical, okay. So our location is also based on the little part of the earth that is in the south. In Asia, southeast, and we see we are not in completely at the torrid zone. We are also comes over this south part of the earth. Let's see. So details of this. During this season, the rays of the sun, fall vertically over the southern hemisphere. India gets what happens to India? India gets oblique rays of the sun. At this time, India is getting oblique rays of the sun. Okay, at this moment. So we see that time, hence the temperature and humidity are low and the sky is clear. It is cool in the north and warm in the south. Okay, so January is the coldest month, the hilly areas of Kashmir. See, during the winter season, exactly the winter season, which makes the rays of the sun, which are not directly towards the northern part of the earth. We see the rays of the sun, which is going vertically at we see that the rays of the sun are exactly at this period. We see they are turned into southern part. So at this period, when India is receiving not the direct rays of the sun, at this moment what is happening? We are the part of the north part is receiving less temperature, low pressure temperature. At this moment, when the low temperature is attending towards the northern part of the earth, and that moment, India is receiving cold winds. At that time, we see it's a cold wind. That season which begins in India from December. Then in the middle, when we cross to January, from December when we come to January, still more the rays of the sun goes toward the southern storm. At that period, these places receive high humidity. At this part, it receives the humidity. Probably it's Australia, and also it is the part of the South America, and also it's a part of Antarctica, and some part of the Africa, which receives the, at that moment it might be experiencing different climatic season. We don't have the same season when we compare with the Australia. So Australia is receiving a different type of climate. And we see this continent, the continent of Antarctica, the continent of Australia, the continent of South America, the continent of South America, now the continent of the North America, now the continent of the Africa, now this is the continent of Asia. So we see Asia, European. So all these continents, as we are looking towards the continents of this every area, so the vertical rays of the sun towards the southern part of the India, and the rays which are not exposing towards the northern part of the India, which are called as India gets oblique rays. There are two types of rays. One is the rays. The one is called vertical rays. The another is called oblique. The oblique rays which are joining to India, which are joining to the northern part of the India, which is not having the direct rays. But we see the vertical rays which is falling over here are increasing the humidity at that part. And this part is receiving the cold winds. And this part is receiving the wind that is cold. So here we see start the winter season of December. When we come to January, when we come to the month of January, we receive this. Then January is the coldest month. The hilly, especially the areas of Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh, which are the areas India we see the Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh, which are going to reduce the temperature. Okay, it is said that Himachal Pradesh recorded the lowest temperature. The grass near Kargil has recorded the lowest temperature, that is of -4 degrees Celsius. Dew and fogs are common in this place. When the temperature decreases, we could see at this time there are dew and fog. It's very common at this time. Why? Because the temperature of this, it is decreasing towards totally -4 degrees. So the Himachal Pradesh, and especially this 4, it goes towards the Kargil area of the Kargil, which is recorded till now, that is of the highest one. So we see there is a heavy snowfall in the mountain area. India gets only 2% of rainfall during winter. At this time, there were 2% of rainfall also occurred at this moment. So this season is called the season of the winter season. Hope you understand, the winter season, which began from December month by the oblique rays of the sun towards the continent of the Asia. So, which received the winter season in India. Then it is when we come to January month, it records the high cold, that is the highest coldest month of the India, up to -4 degrees reaches the Kargil, which receives the dew and fog is very common. Snowfall is throughout the year. Snowfall is in this area, is throughout the year. At this period also we receive the complete of 2% of the rain at this time. At this time we are going to receive the 2% of the rain. So apart from that, next we go to the next, that is the summer season. So we want to see, that is secondly of the summer season. So the summer season is the next season which is coming after the winter. So when we are up to February, from February then we are entering into the March month. In the March month, during this season, sun rays fall vertically. Now what happens? The rays of sun is changing. The rays of sun, now it is, sun is sending the vertical rays. You see, the rays are changed over India. They are now in vertical form. Vertical. And next one is oblique. So we see the oblique is the season for winter, then vertically is the season for summer. It's all because of the rays. Exactly. When the sun is close to you, the temperature differs. We are moving towards the sun. The earth is taking its axis around the sun, and we see there's a rays fall vertically over the north hemisphere, and the temperature is high in India. At that time, we receive the high temperature in India. It is believed that it is hot. At this time, completely, we see these seasons are very hot. And we see dry and sultry. The highest record temperature is total 49 degree. 49.4 degree Celsius. 49.4 degrees Celsius. The place at Ganganagar. The place is Ganganagar, which comes in the Rajasthan. Which is at the Rajasthan. So the most highest recording of the Indian summer season, that is, it is period up to 49.4 degrees Celsius. There is a hot, complete hot towards the India. This is a very terrific season, we can also say, because at this moment there is a huge humidity that generates across the India, the huge humidity which takes. Even in this time we see some conventional rain which occurs, conventional rain at this season also which occurs in some part of the country. It is known as, they have the conventional names, that is Andhis. They are called Andhis. It is in UP, Uttar Pradesh. And the same conventional rain which also come in Kal Baisakhi, which is called as the Kal Baisakhi, which comes in the West Bengal. Again there is one more which comes as the mango showers, which is called as mango showers, which comes in Kerala. And coffee blossom, another is one of the coffee blossom, which comes in Karnataka. These are the four which conventional rain which occurs in the summer month, which begin in the month of the March to May. And we are going to see that the Andhis, keep in mind student, so these Andhis, the question is on this in time, the which season in which place. What are the conventional rainfall scientific names given for this type of Andhis in Uttar Pradesh, Kal Baisakhi in West Bengal, and mango showers in Kerala, coffee blossom it's of Karnataka. These are the conventional rains names are given in the particular state of the India. So this is all occurring in the time of the March to May itself, summer season. We see that in this time what is happening in Karnataka is beneficial to the coffee crop. At this time, we see, in winter season we saw that 2% of the rain, but here we see that 10% of annual rainfall. Here we see the completely 10% of the rainfall. During the summer also, because of these 3-4 ways, we are going to receive the 4 ways of the rainfall in India. That is the 10%. That's only of 10% of rainfall which occurs in India. So next we see, this is the summer. There are, in every state, there is a particular districts which are very highlighted. Even that the district of the state of Karnataka, in the state of Karnataka, especially the North Karnataka, which are called the North Karnataka, which is called which is also well known, the land of sunshine. It's called as the land of sunshine. Why it is called the land of sunshine? Because it has the hot climate like Gulbarga, Bidar, Ballari, Koppal, Vijaypur. All these areas are containing the heavy, high temperature at this area. So we call this is the second season of May. The next, when we cross March to May, we come to June. And June is a season which is for the rainy season. The rainy season. So we're going to see the rainy season of India. This is the third season which occurs in the Indian climatic seasons. When we see a climatic season, this is the third season which is the rainy season. It is also known as the South Monsoon. The rainy season is also called as the South Monsoon. Why it is called as the South Monsoon? The reason behind this, so we call this the Southwest Monsoon. Southwest Monsoon. Why it is called as the Southwest Monsoon? At this time, temperature rises by the end of summer season. A low pressure area is developed over central India. So on the other hand, there is a high pressure over Indian Ocean. Hence the moisture-laden winds. Okay. Moisture-laden winds blow from the southwest towards India. They bring rainfall to different part of the country above. Here, in this season, 75%. Okay, how much? The 75% of the rainfall causes during this season. The southwest monsoon, let me tell you, when we look at just take it as an example. The southwest, this all area which is of this is the Indian Ocean, Arabian. It's the Bay of These are the three oceans you are seeing: Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, and the Bay of Bengal Sea. We are seeing these three. So, at this level, the southwest of the India is now. At this moment of the June to we are seeing from the month of June to September, there is a climatic is changing here. At the end of the May, we're going to see the climatic condition is changing here. Hence the moisture-laden winds blow from southwest towards India. Okay, so at this time, the India is receiving the rain-bearing winds. At this time, we are going to receive that is of 75% of the rainfall caused during this season. There are two branches. Two branches. We see southwest monsoon, which come from Arabian Sea branch. The Arabian Sea branch, because of its western ghats. We have a ghats in both the sides. That is western and eastern. One way which is coming, which we are seeing about the branches. One branch is from Arabian Sea, which is going towards the India. That is one branch. Another Bay of Bengal branch, the Arabian Sea branch strikes the western ghats. The Arabian Sea wind is striking western ghats. Okay. So it causes heavy rainfall to the western side of the western ghats. The rainfall decreased towards the eastern slopes of the western ghats as it lies in the rainy shallow area. We see the rain which is occurring in India due to the first entrance which goes to India through the western ghats. The western ghats are those which are inviting, means they are obstructing the wind, rain wind. They are obstructing, like they are observing the wind, the calling towards India. So through this western ghats, because of that, it is called that trees are important. The more trees causes the more rain. So it is very important to have the trees. The western ghats area are very important area for India to receive its maximum rain to India. If they are not here in India, definitely the striking of rain could take place difficulty to India, to enter the rain in India. So because of this western ghats, we are receiving the high rainfall, and the rain when it enters the this area, when it again goes towards the western part of the eastern part of. When it goes towards the eastern part, it began to, sometime it began to change its course. We see that the Assam, when it comes to an Assam, it receives the Bay of Bengal, causes heavy rainfall, The second one, which we see that the Bay of Bengal branch causes heavy rainfall. That is the second branch. This is the first branch of rain. This is the second branch of rain. Now, Bay of Bengal, which is causing the second rain season, that is in India, we see against the hills of Meghalaya. We see that when it strikes against the hills of Meghalaya, we gonna see Assam, Meghalaya. The Assam of Meghalaya, which is causing here, we see that heaviest rainfall occurs at the place of Monsoon in Meghalaya. Monsoon of in Meghalaya is receiving the highest rain. So dear student, these are the two seasons that have been seen, three seasons have been seen. We're going to see the retreating monsoon in the next session. Thank you.